everybody? What's going on? Welcome back to the After Hours podcast, where we get into real talk with real vibes and no filter. I'm your host, Ronnie, and tonight we've got a great conversation lined up for you. Before we jump into tonight's topic, though, I'd like my fellow podcasters to introduce themselves and let everyone know who they are.
Hey, what's up? I'm Trill. Ready to get into some real stuff and just let y'all know what the vibe is.
Hey, what's up? It's Ash. You already know. Ready to talk that shit.
What up, everybody? It's yours truly, it's Britt coming to you live and direct from Toronto, Canada. You know how it is. We talk about everything love, life, and music. But you know what? Like Ronnie said, tonight we're talking about something that just affects just about all of us every single day. You know, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. We're constantly watching what everybody is doing in this life. But here's my question to my fellow podcasters. I just want to know, are we actually living our lives or are we just scrolling through everyone else's? What do you think?
I think that's a great question. Like,
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
feel like it's a mixture because like sometimes like people are people are like scrolling because they're bored and they're just looking and watching other
hmm
people and comparing their lives, and that's not good. But then there's other people who take inspiration from the scrolling. You
Yeah,
can see what
definitely.
someone's doing with their car and think that looks nice on your car, and then that gave you inspiration, and you might go and make a video now, and it's almost like a snowball effect.
hmm Yeah, definitely. It's entertaining. That's to me.
Yeah,
That's what it is. Like you said, when people are bored, we have nothing to do. It's very time consuming. So it's to me is more entertainment. I guess we get so sucked in it because there's so many different videos on so many different things. You have, regular, joke stuff, and then you have the cooking, and then you have the inventing, like you said, car stuff. You have so many videos and it just branches off that it keeps you stuck there for a
Hmm.
very long time. It's what they call that, the death scrolling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
I know we all do that, especially even at the nighttime, like all
yeah.
that.
Especially at
Especially when
night,
you're trying to
dropping
go to
asleep.
Yeah.
sleep. Yeah.
Definitely. So
But you
turn
know
I
I
fall
gotta
asleep with my phone like right there. Hmm
you know I gotta be the devil's advocate because as much as there's so much positives, we gotta really look at the negatives of everything
Yeah,
because
go ahead, girl.
it's safe to assume that we're all utilizing, social media for the, good things and learning. But if we're being honest, I find a lot of people use, social media to compare their lives to other people, and when they start
Yes.
comparing their lives, they
Hmm
feel inadequate. They feel like they're not doing enough, and if you're not
Yeah,
careful, this goes down a very, very deadly spiral. And, we see it a lot, especially with the younger generation too. That's where my
definitely.
concern lies. So
Yeah,
I'm,
definitely.
Hmm
I'm,
Yes.
I'm, I'm concerned. What you think, Trill?
A lot of people, especially in the younger generation, like they compare their lives and then they're like even they're getting either like sad or putting putting their bar so high that it's like
Hmm.
unreachable because they're comparing their lives to people their age who may or may not live the same life as them. But even if they do, even if it's like one of your friends that you go to school with, everything's not what it seems on Instagram, Facebook.
Yep.
You can take a
hmm
picture and it looks like you're having fun, you're doing this. I know somebody who takes pictures while they're on vacation to post
Hmm.
them later like they went back, but they
Yeah.
didn't go back. They just they
Yeah.
just took them and
Right.
posted them
It's
again.
all a
Like
show. It's a show. It's an act.
Yeah.
Uh
exactly.
huh. Definitely.
And
Wow.
so like people and then the people who are viewing this are really thinking like, "Oh wow, like they're working at McDonald's, but they have the money to go to Puerto Rico every other month. Like that's crazy. No, they
Mm-hmm.
just took 90 pictures while they were in Puerto Rico."
Hmm. That's
Yeah.
true. That's
What's that song?
true.
Yeah, Instagram is a liar. Yeah, I feel
They
like
want,
I feel like we put on a show for people. I feel like
yes.
people just it and it's a lot like that just because. everybody wants everybody to think that, they're this, they're the hype, and oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm living that lavish life. And a lot of
Mhm.
it is just a lie, because not for nothing, I mean, I know, I don't know if you guys experienced that, but I have, where I met people who their Instagram would be like that. And then when you meet them and you go behind the scenes, it's like, oh, this is a show, this is an act. You're not really like that. And then you see like how they make it look like that, how they maneuver it. But then it's just
Mhm.
like, why are you doing that? Why are you
Why you do
acting
so much?
like you're impressing who? Because you're lying to you're not only lying to people out there, but you're lying to yourself also.
But
So
if you
it's
think
just
about it, like who wants to showcase the bad side of life? Like
right.
I understand why they want to show, I see the facade and everything. Like I see
Mm-hmm.
why they do it. I don't understand it necessarily, but like I see it, but it's just like, do you want to showcase, the messed up things that are happening in your life, or do you want to keep it positive? So there's always that argument because
I,
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
There's
I
a
lost my job today, and I took my last $700 to go on a trip because it would make me feel nice. But you don't got to know that. You know what I mean?
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
for a
but
fact,
there's a
but like,
difference
yeah,
between like the between the real and the fronting.
yeah,
Right.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So
Mhm.
like you go on my Instagram, of course I got like vacation pictures and stuff like that, but I also got like pictures of me just in the kitchen cooking because that's what I'm doing 24/7. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
there's
Mhm.
people who like they try to make it seem like they don't have like the regular 9 to 5 job. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like this big fake facade, and that's what's getting into people's heads. Like,
yeah,
oh, the why can't I be like this? And
Right.
we roughly make the same. You're thinking
Mm-hmm.
that. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
where
Mhm.
we was just talking about. I feel like that's where like kind of like people get kind of depressed, because it's like, oh, they're doing this and they're doing that. Of course, you're not showing the negative on how they even
Yep.
got there, how they even did that. But it's just like, they're looking at it like, damn, like why can I do that? Why my life is not like that? Because you don't understand what's going on behind the scenes. This is a facade. This is something that they're putting on, and a lot of people view that like, why, again, like a comparison thing, and it just puts them in a downward spiral, because it's like, why my life can't be like that?
yeah,
And
Mhm.
because they're
Yeah.
going through the bad stuff, they're going through they don't know how to make that work, because some people don't know how to make that work.
yeah,
That's
but
true.
And yeah, so it's just like they don't see the downsides to things. And I feel like, that plays a role on things, and this is why it affects people the way it affects, because it's just like we're only showing the positive good side. Nobody's being vulnerable and showing that, look, they just spent their last to even make that trip happen, just because they
That's
want to
so
make it
true.
happen.
That's true. That's
yeah.
It
Yeah.
can
But
be
I also
it
feel
can be
like on the other
hard.
hand, like you can show like I just stretched this dollar. Look how I just stretched this dollar. Sometimes there's
that's true.
different ways to flex. Like everybody
Yeah.
wants to flex like they're a celebrity, and I feel like that's the
Right.
Mhm.
problem. Everybody's chasing that celebrity status. But like
Yes.
Yeah.
especially
And
for someone like me, I
Mhm.
I post on my Instagram just regular pictures. I have maybe one picture of my car. I drive a Porsche Cayenne, and like
Mhm.
people would take
Excuse
that as me
me.
having money. No,
Mhm.
I made right decisions. I know how to work on my car. I know my features. It's a lot that goes into having these nice things. And like a lot of
Mhm.
times people just want to skip over the hard part and go straight to having the nice things because it seems
yeah.
easier.
Very
Where you
I
think
think
that came
people.
from, though? Like, where,
Yeah.
like, do you think, like you said, everybody wants to look like celebrities? You think celebrities had a big influence on people, like moving the way they move, and like putting stuff out there, like they're living that lavish life? Like, do
Yeah,
you think
most
that?
definitely.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
think
like
It's
so
most
too.
crazy.
yeah, it is. I really feel like it's crazy, like because all everybody's trying to copy the celebrity, even with fashion.
Mm-hmm.
They just copy the celebrity. So when if you're trying to stay on the curve of fashion, you end up like, oh, what celebrity's going on the hottest thing? What's the next hottest thing? And then you eventually end up following that celebrity and be like, oh, they're doing this, so maybe I should do that to be like them.
Right.
I'm gonna be devil's advocate once again because
Go
I
ahead,
play my
girl.
role. I play my role well, but like
Loving it.
I think it's crazy because growing up, when I saw celebrities with fancy designer and money, to me that was unattainable because you know what I mean. They're celebrities, so I'm not gonna compare myself to the celebrity. But the my neighbor across the street, when they got the designer and they got everything, I'm gonna be looking more at them than the celebrity because I'm like, yo, this person just lives down the block from me. How is it they're able to afford all these trips? How is it they're able to afford, afford designers? So I think the issue didn't come from celebrity culture because I feel like celebrity culture from the beginning already finds a way to distance themselves from the average individual. And I think once the average individual was getting the vacations, getting the cars, getting all of these things, I think that's when the comparison came because I'm looking at my fellow man or my
Right.
fellow woman, we're the same. So if
Yeah,
my
Right.
fellow man or my fellow woman can get the designer, can get the cars, can get the vacations, why can't I? Right? That's
Right.
like me comparing myself to what's his name, the Elon Musk. I would never compare myself with him because
but
he's in a
Yeah, because
different league.
he's
some
just out of caliber. Yeah.
yeah, sometimes, but again, it's about the what I was saying before, the facade. A lot of
Yeah.
times they go on these
Mm.
trips, but they got these trips on a coupon. They bought
Hmm.
these clothes. They bought these clothes,
Yeah.
but they're from AliExpress. They're not real.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
You just
got they
never
got the
know.
OG, but they bought the Brabus kit after. It's a lot of stuff
Hmm.
that goes into it to make you look rich. Again, it's a facade sometimes.
Now,
Where
question: Are they doing? You think they're doing it for themselves, or you think they're doing it mostly just to show off? Because you
some
know how they say some people can like they can go somewhere and they have to post it on Instagram because if they didn't, is was like they was not there and it didn't happen. So, do you think people do that like mostly for themselves, or you think people are just chasing the hype to make it look like there's somebody and it's really for the other
I
people instead of really doing it for themselves,
I honestly
on
think
or
that
maybe
like
both?
it's for other people because if it was for yourself, you would spend that time you would spend that time going and actually chasing the bag instead of chasing the facade of, oh,
Mm.
let me make it look like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're really about like being in that life, you're gonna chase your bag.
That's right.
Hmm.
Whatever way it comes to you, you're gonna chase your bag.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to put on that facade, you just want to impress everybody. You don't want to actually be rich.
Right.
You want people to make you want to make people think that you are rich.
Right.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big problem that we have
Hmm.
now more than
Yeah.
any other time. A bunch of people wanting to look rich but not wanting to put in the work to actually get
Mm.
any type of like furtherance in their education, furthering their job, their career, anything.
Right. And then
They're
it's
just trying to
like,
post.
right.
Mm.
And then it's kind of like, people do that. And then we all go through ups and downs, this is life, some we can have it all and then we could lose it in one moment.
Mhm.
And, we all experienced that. We've all seen people go through that. And it's just like when that does happen to certain people, and when they can't show it off no more because they are going through the downside, I like how I know it affects them way differently because now there's like you don't see them no more. They completely off the map. What happened to them? They were just, partying, having the vacation. They just bought this. They just bought a new car. They just bought this, and all of a sudden they disappeared and it's quiet now. Now you don't see them posting. Now you don't see nothing going on,
Mm.
and it's like what's going on now? And that's because they're going through the downside.
yeah.
Now when you see that person, it's so crazy. Now you see how it affects them mentally because
Mm.
now it's like they're going through it, they can't even post up about it. They're like, I don't know how that affects them per se because I never experienced that. I can have the most newest thing and I wouldn't even show it off until you see me. So
Mhm.
I wonder how that affects those type of people that do put on the facade, and let's say if their life does come to a pause, how does that affect them mentally? Like I know somewhere there they
Mm.
probably like, damn, like
Yeah.
I'm disappointing not only myself, but now I can't, like they have people that's watching them and then they like, damn, I can't show off because I'm on the downside.
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel like it's a very depressing like moment for them because they realize on that way up when they were spending all that money to look rich, they could have been
Yeah.
actually saving the money,
Hmm.
investing the
Mhm.
money to actually become
Yeah.
rich. It's
Right.
Yeah.
like a lot of times financial freedom isn't up to what you've actually accomplished, it's what you're planning. It's a lot of
Right.
Mhm.
times it's actual planning. Because you may
Right.
fail your goal, but when you plan for this and you plan for that and your goal may come back around in a different way.
Right.
But a lot of
And I
people don't
think.
want to wait for that. They just want to go on
Mhm.
and be like, "Oh, I'm up, I'm up, I'm up," and then when they
Right.
fall, they don't know what to do.
Exactly.
And I
And a
think
lot
that
of
leads
people,
back to, oh, go ahead, Trill.
sorry,
No,
and a
it's,
lot of people don't know how to have a safety net. You know,
mm,
Hmm.
they're
yeah,
trying to sit here and spend and spend and spend, and they're up right now. You're up right now, but you're not planning for a rainy day.
Right.
You know, like they're like, oh, I'm getting 6K a month. I'm gonna spend all the 6K every single month and look great to everybody.
Hmm.
hmm,
But what happens when your house taxes go up and now you got to spend an extra 4K a month on taxes, whatnot? You feel me? Like
Right.
you're down.
Yeah, pretty much
hmm,
prepare yourself in case anything happens, like you said, for a rainy day. I feel like, sometimes people get caught up in the hype of like wanting to keep their life like that, but you also have to take notice. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, let's put that out there too. It's great to show the positivity side and everything, but also show, the little vulnerable side that things do happen, but also, not to make yourself go through anything like that. Just prepare yourself so you can keep on, living that great life. Because there's nothing
yeah,
wrong with that. Let's put that out there. There's nothing wrong with that. And at the same
yeah,
time, even people who aren't there, they should, motivate themselves to some goals so they can be there too. Because some people sit there and like you said, they compare themselves like, oh, why can't I
Yeah,
live that life? No, anybody could live that life.
that's
yeah,
true.
Let's be honest. Like we
yeah,
all can do it. We all
Yeah.
have it in us. It's just
Yeah,
up to you to make it happen, and you can make it happen in many different ways. Like,
hmm,
again, social media, it shows you many different ways that you can make money and create and do so many things. You want that life, go get it. It's not
but then
impossible.
it
Yeah.
then leads me back. It leads me back to Trill's question, like when Trill was just like because so much people focus on the facade. It leads me to the next question that lets me ask, like, are we really creating and building and chasing our goals, or do you think we're spending too much time reacting to what other people are doing online?
I,
So, what do
I,
you think,
I
Ronnie?
agree that like we're also chasing our goals, but at the same time, looking at other people's goals and moving our own. So
hmm
like
Mm,
sometimes we'll move our own, like, oh, this person, let's say I'm 25 and this person's 27 and I'm working 30, let's say 36,000 and they're working 72. That's not obtainable, but my goal was 50,000 at by 27 at one point, but I seen 75 and I'm like, maybe that's good. So
mm-hmm.
Right.
sometimes comparison could be good, but then there's sometimes like people aren't realistic. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's where it comes in, like knowing yourself and being yourself, but
Right.
also
Yeah,
being able to compare yourself to others in a respectful manner. Meaning like everything's not the same. Y'all wasn't raised in the same neighborhood, y'all don't have the same
yeah,
wallet.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
hmm
everything is not the same. So
I
a
feel
Right.
lot
like
of
our
times
goals.
like people get
Yeah.
lost. What was you saying, Ash?
No, it's the same. Like I feel like our
Oh,
goals are negatively influenced now though. Like
hmm
I take your point, Ronnie. Like, you feel like we can, build and chase, for it sounds like a positive thing that you're speaking about, but have you ever had like situation where your goals are now negatively influenced based off what you've seen because you think you want one thing and then you see somebody attaining something that may be a bit easier than for them compared to you, and now you feel like maybe this is what I want, right? So
Yeah.
there's always that
yeah.
negative element,
Yeah.
don't you
I feel
think?
like everybody has a way of taking things in, right? We
Hmm.
Yeah.
we all don't take things in the same. Everybody has, it affects people differently. I feel like it's all about you as the person, because for one person it can affect them this way, and for someone else it could affect them differently. It's all on that, but to me it's all about where your mind is mentally.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's like what I was saying earlier, like about being yourself. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times what people get caught up in is trying to like really look into what other people are doing and follow that, and this is going to get me here. Be yourself, know yourself, and do your own research. If you do your own
Mm-hmm.
research and plan for yourself instead of trying to steal somebody else's plan, things could go better. Like Britt said, things go negative a lot of times because people aren't based in reality. Like
Hmm.
when you got to
Clock
get
it.
Also,
when you
Yeah.
got to get into
hmm
reality with things, they're like 20. If I'm 27 now, and I only just started working at McDonald's, how are you going to become a millionaire by 30?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about leading with self energy, put understanding yourself and putting yourself
Hmm.
in
Yeah,
a thought process to make more, but also knowing where your shoes are at and not trying to step into anybody else's shoes.
That part.
Right.
Hmm.
You
like
Yeah.
know what I mean?
like I
Like,
was saying with Elon Musk. I can't be like I'm a computer scientist, but I can't be Elon Musk.
Right.
Hmm.
Find your own
I can go
thing.
make my
Find your own
money.
thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
I can go make
Mm-hmm.
my money. I can go get into stuff, but I can't be Elon Musk. But I can
Right.
go make money like I and fail and try to fail like him. But then again, this is what I mean. I can try to fail like Elon Musk. I'm not Elon Musk. But at the end of the day, I won't compare myself like, oh man, I only got 500 million.
Right.
Suck.
yeah,
And that's what a lot of people
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
do. They think that like if they don't have exactly what the rich person has or what they see, not rich per se, but the person that they seen what their desire was,
Yeah.
they failed. No,
Yeah. No.
my original car that I wanted wasn't a Porsche Cayenne. It was a
Mhm.
Porsche 944. But
Yeah.
Hmm.
I ended up with the Cayenne. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. I see 4.4s all over the place. I see 911s, and I
Mhm.
admire them, but I don't put myself like, oh man, this
And what
22
a
year
lot
old
of
at my school
Mhm.
is
Hmm.
driving a new GT3. Oh man,
Hmm.
people don't do is let let your situation guide you instead of letting social media guide you. You know,
Yeah.
Yes.
like
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like
Definitely.
when COVID hit, right? I was working catering jobs, and you know, parties went down to you can only have 25 people. It went
Right.
from 50 to 25. It was dwindling every day. And so doing caterings, I literally lost my job,
Oh,
Wow.
right?
wow.
And so after doing that for a while and not really knowing my place, you know what I'm saying? You see a bunch of different types of chefs doing their own thing, doing a bunch of different stuff. I went and I became a manager.
Hmm.
I've been a
Nice.
manager since COVID because it was an easy way in, honestly.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
Nobody
So,
wanted nobody wanted to work, and I was like, this is my chance to boost myself up. I wasn't comparing myself to
right.
what like my peers were doing or anything like that. I was just like tunnel vision. And then
Right.
when you get your tunnel vision, you come up on top and you're like, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
it's
what I'm
Yeah.
crazy.
saying?
It went from you
Yeah.
losing, yeah, that it's so crazy that it just a lot of times we get disappointed because things like that happen. Like, oh, I failed here, but then like, no, just give it some time. I know it sucks right now, but then something better comes along, and then boom, there you go. Like now you're back on top. It does happen. So
Yeah.
we have to always take, we have to always roll with the punches
Yeah,
and
life's
just
ups and
find your thing.
downs.
Like you said, tunnel vision. Like you just was
Hmm.
like, you know what, I'm gonna take this on. That goes for anything and anything that anybody wants to do. Like once
Hmm.
you find your thing, just take it in and take off. Just go. Don't compare nothing.
Yes.
If this person's doing that, because let's be real, like there's 50 million restaurants, right? All
Yeah.
around us. Everybody's making food. Everybody's doing this.
yeah,
Everybody's doing that. But it's just like, guess what? I mean, you compare yourself to that one. Are you going to make the same food as them? Or are you going to make
Hmm.
something
Exactly.
different?
Like
You're always going to
I
want to be
can't
different
be
and
I
have your
can't
own.
be Gordon Ramsay. I'm
Right.
gonna be a
Exactly. Yes.
Nia.
You
Right.
go
yeah.
Right.
exactly.
Uh-huh.
So
But eventually someone going to be like, you know what? I like Gordon Ramsay and I love Trill food. Come on.
yes,
Let's get
Yeah,
it.
after
Right. I want to
Tuesday.
eat Trill's food today, not Gordon. Like, it's like
Yes.
that. That's why you
Yeah.
need to just do your own thing, be your own person, lock in, and just go for it.
So with
yeah.
that being said, for me, like, and we always talking about, you know what I want to hear from all y'all, like, when we talk about comparison and the negative and the positive of social media, I
Mm.
want to know when was the last time you did something for yourself instead of watching someone else do it, and I want to hear from all y'all because this is gonna give me perspective per se.
Okay.
I
All
want to
Um,
right.
know.
for example, I kind of like do everything for myself. Like I'm not really some like I'll look at social media, but most of the time I'll play my game and stream for myself instead of watching a streamer. I'll go
Mm.
instead of watching somebody longboard on the beach. I live 10 minutes away from a park with a beach. Go longboard with
Mm.
me.
Yeah.
So like it's
Yeah,
sometimes just
definitely.
getting outside and doing things, and like I was saying before, take inspiration from the things you see. Don't just be like, oh, I wish I could do that. You can do it.
Mhm.
Just
Right.
Mhm.
this might take some work, might take some time, but take
That's
it.
right.
Be patient. Everybody grows at their own rate,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
get to it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nothing's impossible, guys. Nothing. Nothing is impossible. Nothing at all. And I feel like once you unlock that, I feel like, once people, because, it takes guts, to do what you want. And sometimes some people have fear. They're scared. They're scared to take that leap. Man, take that leap.
Yeah,
It's all right.
Mhm.
Just go for it. But now I'm gonna say what I've been doing. I'm not really a social media person. Yeah, I post my posters and stuff, but I don't really like to do that. I have, kids to take care of, and I'm just like always like, there, present
yeah.
all the time.
Mhm.
As you should
But
be though.
yeah,
Yep.
Mhm.
but I work all the time, and when I do have my little times, I do go out. I like to be with my man. We go do
Yes.
things.
Ooh.
And we'll go out to eat, go out to dinner, try some new food. I do that for myself, or my friends want to do something like it was one of my friends' birthdays not so long ago, and we went to like a spa thing, and I
Mhm.
saw so many spa videos, and I was like, oh my god, I was just watching this, like I want to go, like, and then we went. So it was like I got to do that for myself. Like it was last week, so it was
Love it.
nice. It was very
Yeah.
relaxing.
Love it.
I love that, and I also feel like a lot of people be trying to say, "Oh, if you're watching videos and you want to do it, it's brainwashed." Well, I mean, that's how kind of everything works. That's how commercials
Yeah,
work.
Yeah.
You get
right.
an idea, you bounce off the idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Exactly.
and there's
Exactly.
nothing wrong with that
Exactly.
either sometimes, because sometimes, you watching a video, like you said, oh, the longboarding on the beach. Like, oh, wow,
yeah.
I haven't tried it. I never did that before, or I haven't done it in a while. Let me
Yeah.
go. Let me
Let me
enjoy
just
myself.
go.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ash, just like you were saying, like I'm somebody who's always about like self-care,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
spas, relaxation.
Mhm.
So every week, like I try and just set one day aside for just like something like relaxation or anything like that. And a few weeks ago, I seen this thing called Sweat House, and it's a sauna, a vitamin C shower, and a cold
that.
plunge. Yeah,
Nice.
Mhm.
and so you get an entire room by yourself or with whoever you want, like your partner or whatnot,
Hmm.
and you're in there. You got a TV with YouTube, Netflix, whatever you want to like surf on. You get to it's really about like, for me anyway, I use it as like a self dedication hour. You
Yeah.
just
Nice.
dedicate the
Yeah,
entire hour to yourself,
Mhm.
returning to yourself, pushing out the rest of the week, anything that happened, all the bad energy.
Definitely. I feel like
Yeah.
everybody needs that. We all need the kind of like just the restart, the mental, and then just the
yeah.
relaxation and the
Yeah.
woosah.
Like a little mental reset. Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
I feel like
definitely.
a lot of people don't understand. Like you could find it in different ways too. Like recently, I've been remodeling my room, and like
Mhm.
I had the stuff before, but like I basically just set up a painting studio for like, well, it's painting, sewing, and airbrushing studio right there.
Oh, that's dope.
So
All
like
right,
with
that's
that
so.
being done, it's like I can now put out different types of content, inspire different people, and all around just do more.
Mhm. I love that. I really really love that. And I feel like
What
I'm
about
I'm
you,
kind
Britt?
of, you know what? I am a person. Thanks for asking, Trill. But I feel like I'm a person that bases things off of vibes, right? So if I want to go to the spa, I'm gonna do it. If I want to, like right now, I'm taking on a project where I'm redecorating my bedroom. And anybody who knows me, I do not have an artistic or decorating bone in my body. I will mix purple with black with red and green, and I'll make it work. So obviously, I need to find a way to kind of make this my bedroom look very, not appealing to for others, but appealing to me. And I just, that's a task that I'm taking on, and I'm not utilizing social media to do that. And so I'm really proud of myself in that situation. But I see how when how social media can you can use social media to inspire you to do something. You know what I mean? Get ideas. So that's what
Yes.
I love about social media. But I love the fact that I took on this task without having to, be influenced by somebody to do it. Like this was just something I decided I was gonna do, and I just, dedicated my time to doing it and my effort, and just went on about it. And I love that about myself. And I'm
Yeah,
excited to see the final
That's
product. I'm all
great.
about it.
I agree. Like I feel you like on what you were saying. Like I feel like a lot of
Mm,
people need to be more like that, like more spontaneous. Like I feel like
yeah.
as people we think too much, especially when we watch something on social media and it's like, oh, we gotta do it this way. We gotta do it that way. No,
Mhm.
just find your way, do it your way. If it comes out wrong, fix it later. Just have fun with the process. Because you might
Yeah.
find a whole process that was better than anybody else's doing it your way instead of copying everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what leads to unfulfillment, because you just feel like, I did it, this person's way, or I decorated my room, Ash's way or Trill's way or Ronnie's way, and I
Yeah.
feel so unfulfilled because that is not a true reflection of me, right? So it's just like learning to do things without having to compare yourself or having to look at other people, and you know just being able to just be in your space, and make decisions on your own that really fulfill you and your soul. I think that's the best way to tackle things.
Yeah, you're right.
Literally.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
And like sometimes it's just better to like go on to like just go on and literally just do something. Sometimes maybe if you don't even know if you're good at it, maybe if you had no interest in it and you just found out about it, just go do it.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you
Exactly.
never know if you're gonna be good at something, and that really like draw. That's what really draws out true happiness when you find something and explore something on your own. Well, that's what I feel like, anyways. When you find
Hmm.
explore something on your own and you get the hang of it, and you can just do it on a whim and do it here, do it there, and
Yep.
you love it.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's when it really becomes a true love, and it becomes like more than social media.
Hmm. That's dope. That's dope. I love it.
yes.
And I love where we're heading with this. It's a great conversation to have, because, I don't think this is the end of social media. I don't think this is the end of comparison, especially since we have, young kids growing up with social media, growing up with technology. This is a discussion that will continue to be had once, technology and social media develops and continues to grow. So I think this is something that really needs to be um, discussed, and I'm all
Yes,
for it,
definitely.
Yeah.
Yep, me too. But
Yes.
hey, guys, time's up.
Hmm.
All right.
Oh
So it
man.
was, I
We just getting
know, it was a
started.
good discussion, guys. That was a good one
Right.
tonight. But no matter where you stand on social media, hopefully this conversation reminded you that your story matters too. It's okay to be inspired by other people, but don't forget to invest in yourself, your goals, your relationships, and the things that make you feel alive. Don't spend so much time watching life happen that you forget to live your own. And
Hmm.
also, thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, and share the conversation. Until next time, guys, this has been After Hours. Real talk, real vibes, no filter, and real shit. We talk that shit. It was nice
Yeah.
talking to y'all. Though I'm glad we did that. We let it all out. But
Yeah.
time for us
It
to go.
was great.
All
Peace,
right, see y'all
y'all.
All right. Later,
later.
guys.